Who is going to pay the loan taken by Buhari's government? Reaction traced the latest loan. ZAC Network has gathered that the loan that is a loan modification that the Senate has recently approved is the cause of commotion among the people of Nigeria. It was learned through Twitter handle of Nigeria Senate where approval of the external loan was announced. Senate said it was revealed that the Senate had revised the proposed 2020 budget, which was rescheduled by the Committee on Local and Foreign Debts for the purpose of finance on foreign loans of the federal government. Therefore, Nigerians on social media give response to Nigeria Senate post. One of the Nigerians who responded to the post is at Onwadiaju Marvin, said, Senate, who is returning all the loans they were sanctioning? This clearly shows how the previous government of Obasanjo got Nigeria out of debt. Another Nigerian who was named as Anis replied, continue to approve them to borrow for the finance budget that only people in government enjoy. The Senate approved of over $5 billion external loan request submitted by the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, on Thursday last week. On Tuesday, the Senate President, Ahmed Lawal, who read the letter last week with the loan request, asked the Committee on Local and Foreign Loans to work on the document. Buhari had said that the loan request would be able to fund the revised 2020 budget after the receding oil revenues from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. ZAC Network found out that Senator Clifford Odia, who is chairman on the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, reported that his panel gathered information about Senate approval. The loan that will be taken from multilateral and bilateral institutions is over $3.4 billion from the International Monetary Fund, which was proposed for the 2020 revised budget deficit. It also demanded $1.5 billion from the World Bank, which would also be used to meet the revised budget deficit of 2020. The question now is that who is going to be paying back the loan? Of course, it is the what is it called? The future generation that will do all they can, or from the next government, they will be the one to know how to get all of this loan paid back, like what the government has said from the angle of the executive, saying that they are going to be using them for critical projects. Some of the loans, a lot of loans like that. And don't forget that the Senate president, that man is just there cooling himself, no worries. He had already said that anything, I think Nigerians should not be bothered, because from what the Senate president said, Ahmad Lawa, that whatever Buhari says is just for the good and betterment of the people. So there's no point for people to start looking at everything, start scrutinizing and whatever, because before coming out to say this is what they want, just for the House of Rep or the Senate to approve, it's a good plan that Buhari government has really thought out, because he said anything, any request at all, that he's going to be granting it. And they're the ones controlling both up and lower chamber. Some of these loans were the ones that the 8th Senate rejected, because the same thing was presented to the 8th Senate. And being that Saraki was in charge then, and judging from the fact with all that happened, they had to look at everything holistically. They will look it line by line, line by line. But what we have now, they don't even look at things line by line. They will just say, okay, we want to borrow money, we want to for health sector. But in 8th assembly, they will have to look at, okay, you say health sector, what and what do you want to buy? What and what do you want to do this and that? How many are these things? So that they will be able to know if at the end of the day, if that loan is granted, they will be able to follow through with what you say you want to do. Not that, okay, you just generalize it. Oh, we are going to we want to spend the money on XX, or oh, we want to spend the money on education. Then what are the specifics? I think that's the right word. No specifics. They used to go through specific, and they will read all those things line by line, and that was why some of the loan they rejected them. That no, there's some things that the Senate felt at that time that those things were not necessary, and they rejected the loan and they approved some. So I think it is now being that, and since that this night assembly, they've already said is that anything at all, just bring it, just for us to sign. So the some of the loans or whatever that the eighth assembly could not even approve, they have brought it back to the ninth assembly, which definitely we already know the position of these people, and that is what has been happening. So there's no point, because it's only when you want to do a thorough job, you want to do a clean job, that is when you have to be looking at it. Okay, why do you want to do this, why do you want to do this? But this time around there is nothing of such, so it's a free fall, and Nigerians are asking, what are who is going to pay? You know who is going to pay. Everybody's going to pay, and most of this whatever they collect, and just like somebody said, it is just for the benefit of those people who are there, because they are the ones. Even if how many, the budget they have been talking about, I don't even know who and who has been a beneficiary of this budget. The budget for day in day out, or year in year out. Tell me whether there's a amount of money they budget for you as a person. What do you get? What do you get? Everybody pays for everything in this country. Is it the health sector you are talking about? You want to go to hospitals, even in government hospital, you have to pay. It is not free. You have to pay. You talk of a which is it electricity? You see what? Just tell us whether maybe there are some people who are privileged. Those who are privileged, maybe they can have a better story to tell us that yes, indeed, something has been happening. They've been beneficiaries of this whole thing. At the end of the day, is it going to go to, is it concurrent whatever it is, or recurrent expenditure? That is what is going to go into to furnish all those things, to pay debts. Do you know how much they use in servicing all this alone? Hey, it's something else. Of course they will not be bothered. They can't be bothered. They can't be bothered. Okay, someone is saying here that borrowing to breed his cows in Katsina. APC government is a confirmed set of Yahoo men. Don't worry, Mr. Leader, continue borrowing. Don't think of creating. Obasanjo cleared all debts, Nigeria, all Nigeria debts. Okay, now Buhari borrow and made Nigeria crumble with huge loads of debts. South and Southeast, they are the ones that will pay. Okay, because the question is being asked that who are the people that will pay? Of course, let him continue borrowing. Borrow, government. If you go to market now, everything is very expensive because of all this borrow. We are tired of recession, oh Mr. President. Definitely the person that collected loan is the one has to be reply. Is supposed to reply back. He does not need to reply. That one is just to collect loan, and those who will be in charge when the loan are supposed to be paid, they will be the ones to pay. And if those who want to pay, who are they going to tax? It is Nigerian too that they are going to tax now. They know how to. They will tax everything. Then you will know that you are paying, and don't be surprised that the way things are going now, Nigerians have been paying directly or indirectly. That's why people will be complaining, oh, this and that, everything is tough, this and things are not moving on well. Of course, now they are going to have a very, very big excuse, or a genuine excuse as to why things are still going on like this. They will tell you it's the result of COVID-19. Had it been people even collected money during the lockdown as a form of a palliative, it would have been a different ballgame entirely. But those who collected money, what is the percentage of them? But the problem is that we've not been saving for the raining day. All of them that are now in APC now, we know the role they played when they were in PDP, but now they are in APC. They've done chop, they have cleaned their mouths, so and they are still eating, and that is the irony of the whole thing. All they are still eating. We don't save. Had it been we save, at least it would have been able to cushion some things, cushion the effects of some things, not even not all. Okay, this country will divide and they will look for where they will start from. Keep borrowing. Fulani Muslim will pay. The loans that American takes, who pays them? That's an Igbo man sense of reasoning. Okay, so continue to display your ignorance. Okay, someone is saying for calling Igbo is causing the person. Someone say, is the writer an Igbo man? I can see that the foolishness is your cause father's lineage. Okay, born through way Amajiri. Then you borrow money to build a house and you didn't extend any part of the loan to me. If come asking me to help pay back the loan, I will break your head. Okay, all of you ruling Nigeria will pay for it because Biafra has gone. Let's see. So guys, let us hear your opinion on the loan. If you have a very robust explanation to give to us as why they are borrowing and who is to pay, and if the borrowing is going to be of good, of help to the country, let's know in the comment section. Thank you.